What is up, everyone? I'm Portal Master. This is, of course, my co-host, the co-owner of the channel, Dragon. Thank you guys all for coming to the stream. Today, we're going to be dropping... We're not going to be dropping sets. That's next week, maybe. Who knows? Today, I'm going to be filming some Doctor Strange characters... Not Doctor Strange. Some Marvel characters doing some fighting stuff. What about you, Dragon?
Today, I will be just making a simple fight between two of our original characters, Portal Master and Quicksilver. And I think I'll be screwing around with the trippy lights again.
Oh, sounds good. What is up, Copper? Brick Awaken says hi. TT Stop Motion Short says hello. Hello, everyone. Rufus Productions says Fortnite, my guy. I mean, all right. Thanks for coming down to the stream, everyone. And let's see what we can do this Memorial Day weekend. We'll mess with some effects, I think.
Indeed. Okay, so the lore behind Quicksilver is basically... Oh, jeez. So his original lore, if I'm not wrong, was basically he was, the first magician? And he made all the other magicians because he's an Aether magician?
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of magician in one sentence. But
Magicians.
But I think the lore that we arranged him into is he sealed his powers away, basically, into a relic, or at least that's what I made the character into. And basically, the relic is the 5 Atlantis keys will combine into one bigger one.
Oh,
if I can find them all.
I like that.
Looks like I do not have the purple or green one on hand for some reason.
What is up, Broham Animations? Congress, look at that arm. Must be from Fantastic Four. Yeah, Reed Richards. Rufus quotes maybe my favorite, under 30-second video of all time. My friend here, Justin, he's already taken. He's cracked at Fortnite, my guy.
Oh my gosh.
Gotta love that video.
That's
so
can't.
Great. It's just too good.
Indeed. Okay, let's quick dump out the collection, see if I can find something. Ooh, Portal, do you know what I watched recently?
Oh, I do not.
I watched Moon Knight today.
Oh, what did you think?
It was good. It was really confusing, especially towards the end.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
I ended off the show not understanding what happened.
You finished the whole show?
Yes, I watched the entire show today.
Okay, so what did you not understand?
So, the implication of the ending, I understand the character quite a bit better because I've had some previous experience of what the character is from the comics. But it's swapped in between the hospital, right? So much.
Yes.
And then after I can't say this without spoiling the show. So
you're allowed to spoil it. We're past the month now. You're good.
Well, in the end when they win, but then he's back in the therapy thing, right?
Yes.
I don't understand that therapy part. Confused me so much.
Okay, it's unclear whether on purpose how much of what happened is real. Either fully real or if he's clinically insane. And the reason they're able to solve that is in the comics, both have happened. One is he's clinically insane and all of this is fake. But then the other one is sometimes he has this ability to phase shift where he kind of sees people in a different setting like that. And he's able to kind of fight them through his mind to get over the fact that he can't really beat them physically. And then that helps him win. But they definitely have not answered that yet.
Okay. Because that was the big one for me. And I liked the beginning of the show. That was cool. But I feel like towards the end, it devolved into, lasers and giant monsters. That sort of killed the feeling for me. It stopped being unique at that point.
Interesting.
It was sort of just a reskin of every, hey, look, these two people are fighting while two big things are fighting behind them. Don't get me wrong. It was a well-made show. It's just, as compared to a lot of the other superhero movies I've seen, especially since I just watched Batman recently, it didn't give me that feeling of I was experiencing a unique story.
Oh, wow. That's surprising to hear. I'm not gonna lie.
And It was more of a very, obviously the hero's journey is like a very central way of doing stuff. And that might be a little bit of it. Like, I've watched so many movies that they're starting to blend together a little bit. But I mean, I watched the entirety of the new Stranger Things series.
Oh, I've not seen the rest of that yet. I'm only in episode 2.
That was good. I'm not even going to say anything, but I watched it.
Does it pick up after episode 2?
It does. It does.
Okay.
That was a good show. I enjoyed watching that. It took me one day to watch it. I sat down. I watched it from start to finish. Partially because my parents aren't home. Partially because I just sat there and I didn't have anything to do. But still, that story had like highs and lows. It had unexpected stuff. It had like climax, suspense, all that stuff.
So you weren't surprised by stuff in Moon Knight then?
Not necessarily I wasn't surprised by it, but it was small things that I was surprised by. It wasn't major story elements.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
Like when he because there were parts, like I enjoyed parts of it. But I think it definitely wasn't the same feeling as the comics, which obviously is a bad way of putting it, but as compared to like, I don't know. I just feel like it didn't do the comic justice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'd be interested to hear which ones have you read then?
So I have been getting into. There's this one guy on YouTube who basically audio dubs the comics.
Okay, yeah.
And I've seen like 10 or 20 of those. And I do want to read more of them. I was just like, okay, I'm going to watch Moon Knight first and then read the comics, just in case it's like I don't get the surprise from the show.
Uh-huh.
But something that I find which is problematic in me enjoying media is sometimes I can just go, oh yeah, this is going to happen. And it's just like I can predict some twist. And not in a sense that it's like, oh, I'm super smart. It's just I understand how stories are composed in a certain sense because of how many I've read. And so it's easy to start like picking up on patterns. Like,
okay, yeah.
The classic example of, the Chekhov's gun, a gun that's shown in the first scene is going to be shot in the third or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Basically, because of that, I can understand if something is put emphasis on, it's going to be important later. And I just start thinking, okay, how's it going to be important? And I come with the most logical conclusion based on the foreshadowing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't want to dive off, but speaking of that, I saw the best use of that ever, in my opinion, the other day. Like, I've never been so betrayed by a trailer. Have you seen Top Gun?
No, I've not.
Are you going to see it?
Probably not.
Okay. You good with a mild spoiler?
Go for it.
Okay, I'm not going to spoil who dies, but basically they show in the trailer that someone dies. They shows the funeral and everything, and it feels like a big, like, why would you show someone's going to die, right? Like, I was very upset when I saw it. But then, basically, later in the film, when it's kind of connected to, it's like the whole changing story stuff to keep it unique. When one of the main characters, like this new character they brought in who's like the main character of the movie, when they almost die, maybe end of the first act, it feels very real because it's about the time that the funeral is going to happen. They started to introduce the characters who you've seen as pallbearers and stuff as their good friends. And it's like you totally think they're going to die. And then they don't. And I think that was like the best use of giving something away in the trailer to make the movie more like, I don't know, surprising and new and fresh.
Subverting the expectations. Yeah, and that's good film writing, in my opinion.
Yep.
I don't know. It's just, I've watched a lot of TV shows, a lot of movies, a lot of anime, which, I mean, yeah, that different feel, different taste. But it's like, Moon Knight was cool, it was fun, but it wasn't like I don't want to say new story, because obviously it is a different story. It's just, it hit so many of like the similar like Marvel beats, where it's like, I just feel like there's too much stakes. I don't know.
You're the first person I've talked to with that opinion, so that's really interesting to hear about.
I don't know. I might have to rewatch it to see if I can get stuff on the second time around, but I don't know. I might be completely wrong.
Hey, no, it's your opinion. You can't be wrong. I've definitely, comics-wise, I've read Ultimate and then Moon Knight's old debuts, but I really did. So I haven't read the new stuff, so I'm not sure how up to date that was. But the pieces from Ultimate were very nice. Those Easter eggs and stuff.
I do understand the hippo reference now, though.
Oh yeah.
I would be interested to see what the hippo dance is, though, because I don't know what that is.
Oh, yeah. So he made a whole song about it that he played like a year ago, and everyone was super confused because it was the most like he did an interview for Moon Knight, and all he wanted to do was the hippo song, and everyone was so confused. And then that episode came out, everyone was like, "Oh shoot." Okay, unrelated question. I mean, it's related to the show, but we're like ignoring all the story elements and stuff. What did you think of the visualizations of all of the Egyptian mythology?
That was cool. I did like that.
It's my favorite part of the show, I think.
So yes, definitely. I can be bored with a story, like the story of the show, but I can still definitely appreciate the visuals and the amount of effort that went into the actual like visual side of it. Like the story to me was a little bland, but the like obviously there were elements that changed that made it unique, right? The dissociative personality, right? That probably would have been a little cooler for me if I didn't already know who Moon Knight was, basically. Mm-hmm. But the costumes and the way that they did everything, yeah, you're completely right. The visualization was amazing.
Yeah, after being I love Egyptian mythology. It was so cool to actually see it off on a big screen like that.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Blue Banana Studios. Hello, Murat Bricks. What is up, everyone? Howard says thoughts on. We talked about Stranger Things, but ObiWan Kenobi. I loved the first 2 episodes. Have you been able to catch those yet, Dragon?
No, not yet. I'm working through What If right now.
Oh, What If so good.
I don't know. I don't like that one too much either.
What? Okay, but so here's the question: have you seen the entire MCU?
No.
Then you're missing it.
Most of it. I've seen most of it.
Okay. To me, so I rewatched the whole MCU about a year before it came out. To me, being like a humongous fan, I loved it because I love Elseworld stories. But other than that, the first one especially is slow because it's, hey, we're going to do this exact same movie with a different character. Have you gotten to the Ant-Man one yet?
I finished the 3rd episode so far.
What was 3?
3 was all the SHIELD agents dying.
Okay, yeah. You didn't like that one.
That one was better.
Okay.
But my qualms with the first 2 episodes was like, it was a lot of like, hey, look at this person, they're in this story. But having watched the other films, the reason that the characters were in the position they were was because of who they were, not what happened to them. Like, the fact that Thanos was a part of the Ravagers, that's like one of the most egregious examples for me. Because it's like, he doesn't just give up his whole genocide plan because people are like, no, that's wrong. And so...
Well, so that's the thing is it's not him, though. It's like I mean, I see where you're coming from.
All I'm saying is it's a cool premise, but I feel like in 30 minutes, you can't really cover the whole premise. And that's the qualm I have with it. So the episodes I've watched so far have been like maybe 10 minutes of dialogue establishing as much as they can about the world that you're about to be put in, and then the fights behind it. Like, that was my most complaint about like the first episode, which is basically it's Captain America, but he's a girl, and he's literally beating up everyone. And it's just like a giant fight scene, and then they save the world.
Mm-hmm. So if you don't like that, you're probably not going to like a lot of the show. The one episode, not that I'm saying you should give up, but the one episode you should definitely get to, or at least skip to before you, because like these don't really need to
watch. I still plan on watching the entire show.
Okay, the Doctor Strange episode is very different. It doesn't go through anything story-wise we've seen before. It's not hey, we're gonna do a giant. I mean, there's obviously fights in it. But there's like it's very good in my opinion, and very different from the rest. The people I was watching it with loved the rest of the show, hated that episode. I loved it all. But like I said, I'm very biased with Marvel.
You're saying that episode isn't like the other girls' Portal?
It's not like the other girls. No, that episode is so stupidly good. I was like, where was this? Like, I love the rest of the show, but that episode was great for me personally.
And was that episode the one where I was supposed to watch before Multiverse of Madness as well?
Apparently, it doesn't matter as much as I thought it would. It's still good context.
Okay. Well, I was gonna watch it. That's why I'm watching stuff. I'm gonna do WandaVision next, and I'm gonna see if I can do Multiverse of Madness. Mm-hmm. I definitely do want to watch the other shows, but I feel like the problem here
is the reason that the Marvel movies are enjoyable is that like big scale, like especially the payoff of Endgame, right? It's this big buildup. And unfortunately, these sideshows are trying to accomplish that in the time, like in roughly the same time, but like much less world building is what I'd say. Because how long is the entire, like all of the Marvel movies put together? What do you think the time frame for that is?
24 times 2.
24 times
So
2.
about 50 hours.
And these shows have what, 6-10 hours at most? So I don't know.
Have you not liked any of the shows?
So I've only watched 2 so far. Moon Knight was cool. Don't get me wrong. It's just, other than a few elements which are like the Moon Knight character, the plot wasn't very new. I love the Moon Knight character. Don't get me wrong. The problem is the overarching story isn't a different story. Whereas like Batman, or the Batman, the one that I watched recently, which has really tainted my vision of superhero movies because of how good that one was. Basically, it tells a story that isn't like, oh shoot, it's this person that's like the bad guy secretly all along. Like, it's a twist that's like an actual, like, they build up to that twist and you start to get like inklings, and then when they reveal it, it makes sense, but you couldn't figure it out beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to describe it properly, but basically, I don't know. I don't want to say intelligent twist, but what's the word for it? I don't know.
I got a question for you now.
Yeah.
Speaking of twists and intelligent storytelling that is not the same way as anything else, have you ever watched? Do you watch a lot of Tarantino and Christopher Nolan movies?
You'd have to give me titles. I don't really pay attention to the directors.
Okay, let me think. Tenet, Memento, Inception, Interstellar.
I have
Prestige?
not watched any of those.
Oh,
I've been recommended to watch them.
Favorite director of all time, or he's in my top 3. He's very good at twists, but the movies are good without the twists. And then it's just, oh my gosh, that's just one more thing. Tenet is about, this is just the trailer info. Tenet is about, you're in a world where time travel exists, but the way you time travel is by literally living through stuff backwards. So you go through like your day backwards, and the military has just found out this exists. And it's so hard to wrap your mind about. Like, you have to think watching it, but it's so good. And that's like, and then he starts twisting it up, and it's all this amazing stuff. Inception is what if you can get into people's dreams. Interstellar is really good. Interstellar is really good. Memento is, the movie goes backwards, and the guy has short-term memory loss ever since his wife was killed. So he's trying to find her, and it, like, the whole story's backwards. It's really good. Prestige is about magic, old-time magic, and whether it's real or not. It's really good. Really good. That's a long movie.
Yeah.
Really good, though. They're all really good.
So don't get me wrong. I can appreciate a well-crafted story, but do you know when you get chills down your spine from like a story or something like that?
Yeah.
That's what I define as a great story.
That would be those. Yeah.
When I watch stories like that, where it's like, oh shoot, this is going down, and it's like the music is coming together, and like the moment is rising, it's great visuals, all of it comes together, and you get those chills. That's when I know it's a good movie. And that's
Hans Zimmer as well in there, who's great scores.
And that's one of the most objective ways of, like, you know, quantifying if it's a good movie. But that's how I know, oh shoot, stuff's about to get real.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I lost one of the ones on your staff, and I'm sad.
Oh no. And then Tarantino, the other director, is famous for telling stories in circles, is the best way to say it. It's he doesn't tell it forwards, but he doesn't tell it backwards either. He'll give you a scene in, like, let's say 2016, and then you'll be in 2004, and then you'll be in like 2022, and then you'll be back in 2004, and you'll like 3 different stories with each person going on. It sounds really confusing, but he does it really well. Like, it's you don't ever feel confused in his movies. They're very good as well. Very good storytelling. It's like, it does not follow hero's journey. It's not 3 acts. Mainstream though, still they're very good. That's like they're they're stupidly bloody though. But those are also good. But Nolan, Christopher Nolan especially, Tenet, Inception, Memento, very good.
Yeah,
Other than the sound mix.
Don't get me wrong, I don't mind like the hero's journey as a concept.
Oh yeah,
it's just when that's like the big thing is like that's what you're bringing to the nice try, phone. You don't have the skills. When that's like very recognizable and that's like one of the main things in the movie that you see instead of like the unique aspects of the story, that's when it starts to get lost on me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Copper, Django Unchained by Tarantino, very good.
I've heard that one is very good.
Oh, it's so good, so good. Then yeah, Pulp Fiction of course is great. I love Inglourious by him because it's killing Nazis, which I love. All of his movies are great. Django Unchained is insane. Oh, movie is so good. Yeah, very good. But yeah, I can see what you're saying now. It's definitely a valid point.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out what these guys are gonna do. Because like the crab rave was pretty simple. It's just wacky crabs come on and start freaking vibing.
Are you sharing a screen?
Oh, I'm not yet.
Okay.
Oh, what is that? That is a wacky effect.
Mr. Fantastic, Stretchy Man.
That is terrifying. That looks so good.
Thank you. But yes, I agree. The Batman is ruined in terms of just how good it is.
I know it was way too good for like just. I was not expecting like a random superhero movie with like no. I guess there was like hype and build up, but it was like, okay, DC, not even DC. Who released it?
DC released the Batman.
Okay. So they're just like, you know what? Screw it. New Batman. We already have a current Batman, but
they have 3.
Yeah. Like, I feel like the idea is you make a good character and you stick with it, but they've already like made a universe, right? And they just randomly made another one, and that's what threw me off guard.
Yeah, this is DC Black Label, or DC Dark, or whatever they call it, which is, I love the Dark Label.
Yeah, it's almost as if you go into it expecting what you've normally seen, and that's not what you get, and that's what like made me enjoy it so much.
So that's why everyone loves The Dark Knight. Is they did the exact same thing. Is they gave a director who doesn't do comic book movies, right? They gave Christopher Nolan back then. Today it was it wasn't Todd Phillips. What's his name who did the Batman? Regardless, they gave like directors who are known for just amazing movies, not necessarily comic book movies, a comic book character. And since they're not, always making comic book movies, they don't follow that same template. Because why would they? They don't know what that is. And it works so well sometimes, like in the Batman.
Okay, let's do this.
Do you have a specific villain you'd like to see in the next Batman movie?
Ooh. I mean, they hinted at the Joker pretty, like, heavily.
I think that's going to be 3, but maybe that's just wishful thinking on my part.
Well, I mean, he's, like, iconic, so everyone's got to try their hand at the Joker.
Yeah.
I'm surprised if he was.
Assuming, okay, I guess in the world in general, right? Because we're getting a trilogy, we're probably getting 2 trilogies. Who would you like to see outside of Joker?
I would love to see their take on some of the weirder ones, like Calendar Man.
Oh man, that'd be interesting. Super Dark Calendar Man?
Absolutely. He's like, I'm counting your days for you, or something really bad and cheesy.
I would love to see the pig.
Ooh, yeah, that one was a terrifying one when I watched Gotham.
Oh yeah, it fit the world so well, I think, though.
Yeah.
I also think Mr. Freeze could be cool if he's willing to go with a villain that isn't 100% realistic and possible. I think Mr. Freeze could be cool. Copper says I want a full-length film with Rhino Man. Oh man, that'd be something else. Hey, Breakaway says anniversary Darth Vader. I just found for $17. Nice. I'm assuming that's a good deal. Ah, now you're sharing something. Let me throw that on. That light setting is something else. I've started to edit the skeleton one from last week.
I'm sure that's real fun.
My timeline is just something else.
So I think the goal here is like the world like flickers a little bit, and then it your portal emerges.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Jerry Monroe said Batman didn't die. She just lost her memory and landed as Jane Foster. I mean, same actress.
Okay, I don't like that, but I do like that. So let's Man, this is the problem with this weird light. Is like I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with it.
It's yeah. When are your parts supposed to come for D&D?
The what?
The parts for D&D?
Oh geez, I didn't realize that Bricks and Pieces comes at like a like a 15-day like order time. So I think they've shipped, which means they'll probably get here soon, but I wouldn't be surprised if I don't have them until Saturday.
That is a long time. Yeah. 15 days, jeez.
Yeah, but I ordered them last week, so hopefully it's soon.
Yeah. Oh, you know that the Star Wars tank with the purple clone troopers we were talking about a while ago.
Purple.
I was like, I love the figs, but I hate the tank, and you were like, oh, that tank's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Okay, someone on YouTube designed one with two of them, right? Where it's the clone gunship that holds the tanks, and then they redesigned the extra pieces into a smaller compact tank that I love. And this build is like, so now I'm like, I was gonna get none of this set. Now I might get two because this rebuild is just amazing. But so cool. It's like I'll have to post in the Discord later, link in description. But the design is very good. It's amazing. I feel like it's rare you see a rebuild out of a set that like is like, wow, I'd actually buy the set for that rebuild. But this is one of those, at least to me. And I definitely agree that the tank looks a lot better from those new angles. I finally saw like a review on it. I was like, oh, that does look pretty good.
Is it doing unauto exposure?
That would be odd.
Because like I'm turning the lights down, but it looks exactly the same because I'm going for like a dim effect.
How bizarre.
It's always a problem with messing around with the lights.
Should
probably get to the fight we don't got all day.
True.
Yeah, it's only slight. It's more vibrant. Okay. So we'll have this wacky purple background. Whereas you that's what it'll be. Whenever you teleport, it's going to be that color.
Ooh, that's cool.
And then Quicksilver will probably have some like blue effect.
Yeah, I like that. Sharon Monroe says alternate MCU universe where every character is replaced by a famous TV character. Oh, each character is played by a TV character that their actor played. That's funny. Chris Pratt plays Parks and Rec character as Star-Lord. I wonder how many of them has actually been in all.
Ryan Reynolds plays Green Lantern.
Oh man, that'd be great.
Oh, that's one of my complaints with Moon Knight. There was one shot where like it was necessary for it to be CGI, but they CGI'd the entire suit instead of it being practical. and that was a no bueno for me.
Oh, wow, I didn't even notice that. But I have a really bad eye for that, I've learned.
It was specifically, I think, the scene after he resurrects.
Okay.
That scene was
Because most of that was practical.
Most of it was, but that's like a lot of it was like, oh, you see the CGI things wrapping him, and then it turns into his practical suit.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, it was a fully CGI'd suit, and that was my problem because obviously it looked really weird.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, I like the suit other than that. The whole just pulling the crescent sigils out of his chest without them
I
like
love that.
It was cool, but I feel like in the comics they're like his gauntlets and he has a specific amount of them. Whereas here it was just like he just pulled them out and then he put them back occasionally, but like they were still there. That was confusing and a little weird to me.
Oh, so okay. So which run did you say you read? I need to check this out. The gauntlets sound cool.
So,
mine was he didn't have magic, but they came from his pockets. But it was ultimate, so he had infinite of them.
So I've read the ones that I've seen are the newer ones.
Okay, Moon Knight Year Zero or whatever it's called.
Something like that. I'll have to send the videos to you.
Been meaning to check that out.
But in those, it's like his gauntlets are the smaller ones, and then yes, he can pull out this like the chest emblem, but it's just like one.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just me.
No, I mean that's fair. I loved the Mr. Knight suit.
Yes, that one was pretty good.
That one is so great.
I love the put on the suit. Well, it's a suit. It's what you asked for.
Have you seen the behind the scenes of that suit?
No, I have not.
So obviously the eyes glow, that's CGI. But I figured like there's still something in front of his eyes, right? No, it's just holes. It looks so stupid every scene he's in. But when you like look at the behind the scenes stuff, because he just has these holes in his mask where his eyes are. It's so funny. Love stuff like that.
Khonshu was done very well.
Oh yeah.
And like the hippo was a little weird, but it wasn't like uncanny valley. It was like, yeah, that's believable.
Mm-hmm. The scenery in the afterlife I thought was
that one was good, yeah. But it's a common it is a common complaint. I feel like in the fight scenes, he didn't really stand out a lot. It just feel like the background was very like bland. It was like, sure, it's in Egypt, but it still looked like just your generic superhero background. And that's what messed with me a little bit too.
Yeah, I don't know if that's I gotta look into that. I know most of the Marvel shows that are out got hurt by not being able to film on location. So I'd be interested to see if they did or didn't because of COVID. But I feel like they should have been able to shoot on location by the time they filmed that. So yeah. I don't know.
How does Quicksilver enter?
Red. Like particles form around him, maybe? Form him.
Ooh, I like that idea specifically. What if like the things like come together like into his shape?
Oh.
And then he's like there.
I like that, yeah.
That's gonna be
fun with that effect.
A lot of background work, yeah. What color am I gonna do? I think he's gonna be. What is the opposite of purple? Because he's blue.
The opposite of purple is orange. I think that's the opposite on the color wheel. Maybe. Perhaps, possibly. Sherry Monroe says, Moon Knight meets Deadpool. It's got to be orange, right?
That's red, but I think red.
Orange, red, same thing. Close enough.
And then here we do an effect that's going to make me want to die. Do you know what that effect is?
Which one?
Making the color disappear because I have to take...
Oh.
So I'm going to make the color disappear back to like the normal color by taking 2 different color pictures and then erasing slowly.
Oh, man. That sounds painful. Do not even try to make people fly would be my suggestion there.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's called not worth it. Opposite of purple on the color wheel is yellow. Okay. It was a primary, orange isn't a primary color. A warm color. I was kind of far off. That seems right though, because those colors don't look good together. I mean, they do sometimes, but not always.
Hold on.
That's opposites, right? No worries. Yeah, yellow is the opposite. That makes sense. Thank you, Copper. Yellow. Like that, maybe? There's the lightning bolt? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. All right.
All right, there we go. That's resolved. Let me start sharing my screen again. Pesky Discord calls. Ooh, what are you animating now?
I'm going to have Thor call some lightning down. Copper says, hello, it's me, Copper. Is that you, Portal? Oh. Have you ever gotten the special Discord call?
What do you mean special Discord call?
So supposedly, and I don't know if this is a real thing, but people swear by it. Supposedly, there's like a 1 in like 5,000 chance that when someone calls you, like a dubstep version of that pops up. And I just want to hear it. Like, I thought it was a joke, but like the Discord YouTube channel posted something about it a couple years ago. But they post a lot of trolly stuff.
Did they post it on April 1st by chance, Portal?
I did not look at the date, but I think it's a real thing. Because people still talk about it. So I'm like, oh, it's got to be a real thing. But if anyone ever calls me and I'm online and I don't pick up, I got the dubstep and I'm listening to it because it'll be the only time. Okay, there's our Thor. Jeremiah says, do you think there will be a Beetlejuice Lego set for Halloween? Lego's already done Beetlejuice. I think the Beetlejuice we got was a one-time thing. They already pushed, I think, doing that character once. I'm surprised we ever got that character, honestly. And I would be very surprised if we ever got him again. But who knows? It could happen. It could happen. There's so many good Dimension figures that I should have gotten. Because we'll just never get those figures again. And now they're like, hey, that's going to be worth a fortune now.
Like the one Star Wars villain.
Oh, yes. Tom Cruise for Mission Impossible. That one's pretty fun. The Beetlejuice one especially. I regret not grabbing. Copper, a Starcourt Mall Lego Stranger Things set would be so awesome. Just to get a mall from the 80s. That would be awesome.
Make it a modular
style.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, it'd be great. There's a picture. Boom. Yeah, I would love a Starcourt Mall. Jerry Monroe says, thoughts on the Winnie the Pooh horror movie? Is that a real thing? That can't be a real thing.
There's a Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
That can't be a real thing. Is that a real thing, Jerry Monroe? No way. That'd be something else. I don't watch horror movies as a rule, but I would break it to see that.
Yeah, I don't really watch horror movies just out of the reason of like I'm not a very scary person, like big on scary movies.
Mm-hmm. If I need my fierce thrill, I'll go to like the haunted stuff.
Exactly.
Although they don't really do those in California. I think it's because of legal reasons.
You scared me too hard. I'm suing you for emotional trauma.
Yeah. I mean, we went to one here and it was like it wasn't really a haunted house. It was more of a dark house where people wore their Halloween costumes.
What the heck? My phone was plugged in.
Did it just die?
Yeah. What the frick? Oh no. Please don't. Oh, the camera angle.
Oh no. Oh, Cherry Mom Rose is 100,000% real. Okay, that's funny.
Why
If
are you
only.
not charging. Oh, jeez. Well, Portal, you might have to carry this screen.
Okay, well, it's a good thing my camera started working because it was not working up until like a minute before we started.
Cool. I guess I don't understand why it shut off.
That's bizarre.
That is really bizarre.
Not made by Disney, Cherry Monroe says. Yeah, that makes sense. How bizarre.
Is this charger not charging it? It wasn't charging it before. Are you kidding me? It's
Nice.
It's a USB-C charger. I unplugged it and flipped it around and it started charging. That makes me irrationally angry. Okay. Well, start it up again, see what I can do.
Of course, the lens I use isn't going to look at my light.
Why would it?
Too late now. Let's burn this bridge.
Oh. So,
hold on a moment.
All right. Looks like my clay is good. Let's see if I can get this going. There we go. Thing's going again. Let's put it in place so it doesn't face reveal me.
It's always good when you don't face reveal yourself.
Hey, it's better than name reveal. Oh, leg hurts. Foot's asleep. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to figure out what this fight is going to be like. Got the intro sequence. There we go. Okay, how screwed up is my positioning? Well,
Technical difficulty, Cherry Monroe says. Hey, yeah.
Did I just?
We need to like.
Hold on. I think I just put it back in the. Oh no, never mind. I lied. It's not in the perfect place.
We need one of those technical difficulty old TV things for that we can throw off.
We can make
like
one.
the error screen with the colors. Yeah. Break Dude, I'm on episode 2. Dragon has watched through it. Of course, it's only been a couple of days, so we will keep the chat spoiler free.
Yeah.
But Dragon, you said you liked it, right?
Oh yeah, it was really good. Sneeze.
My thing with Stranger Things is like, I love the characters. They're amazing. I loved season 1. I liked season 2, and then I really liked the first half of season 3.
I don't exactly remember what happened in season 3, for some reason.
Okay, I liked everything they were doing until it was like, oh, okay, this is like large scale now. That was like the one with the mall and everything.
Yeah. So you didn't like the world expansion?
Not necessarily. I didn't like that. Hey, this is like a thing where like the whole Russian government is now in Stranger Things, and it's up to the kids to fix it. Like, I don't know. It wasn't my thing. I still really enjoyed it though. I didn't hate it. I was just like, I gotta suspend my disbelief a little bit more than I'd like to.
You're the weird underground shadow monsters plus giant flesh creatures wasn't enough suspension of disbelief for you?
Yeah, no, I was good. Okay, here's what killed me is like I think I would have been fine, but they showed that like the government knew this was happening, the U.S. government, and then I was like, okay, what are we doing here then? Where's the U.S. government? I don't know. I really liked season 1. I think the thing that frustrates me the most is I was really hyped for the original Stranger Things plan.
Which was?
The original season was going to be the last time we see these characters, and then they were going to do 4 more seasons, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s, with whole new character sets, but the same underground. Because I really liked the horror aspect of season 1.
Where it was like you didn't know what was going on?
Yeah, you didn't really know what the monster was. You didn't know what was going on. The people with superpowers couldn't really use them, and they weren't on our side necessarily. That being said, I've been enjoying all of the episodes, so from every season since.
And what I will say is, season 4 broke the first principle of horror like series, which is don't show your monster full on.
Why they showed in episode 1?
I know.
So what?
Like,
okay, I literally. Thank you. That's what I said. I was watching with my family, right? They do that, and I go, "Why? Why?" And everyone's like, "Okay, what just happened?" I'm like, "They broke the rule. You don't do that."
Like, and specifically speaking, the reason you don't do that is because it breaks the tension. Because as a like a wise movie analysis person once said, the human mind can come up with something far more terrifying than we could ever see.
Oh yeah.
So in this scenario where it's like you're trying to figure out what the frick.
Hold on a moment there. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, you're good. So yeah, and I'll just go on a rant here about horror movies. But basically speaking, if you are trying to make a horror movie, the first thing you do is understand that the moment you show your monster, it stops becoming scary.
Oh yeah, that's why you don't do it.
Exactly, because almost no scenario are you going to show your monster and it's going to be more terrifying than you were expecting.
I think it's funny because people always go, well, alien movies can show the alien. So what's the difference? An alien movie isn't a horror movie. If it's an alien horror movie, don't show the alien.
That's the difference. Yeah.
But if it's just an alien movie, you're good to show the monster. Like E.T. shows the monster. That's okay. It's not. I mean, I found it scary to death. But most people would agree that that's not a horror movie.
The only
I'm not part of that group, but
that I've seen that is terrifying and you see it the entire time is monsters that when you stop looking at them, do something. So it's not the monster itself that's scary, it's the power of the monster. So weeping angels, they move when you're not looking at them. All of a sudden, that's terrifying concept alone. They could be like garden gnomes, and I would still be terrified of them because of just like the sheer buildup.
Well, look at what the movie industry has done to clowns. It's the same thing.
I blame that on It though, and Demon.
Yeah. Well, before It, what's the movie with the closet? That movie supposedly like killed the clown industry single-handedly. It's okay. It's like this movie. I can never remember the name, but basically, like the kids get sucked into the closet, and like the clowns eat them or something, and it scared kids to death, and that whole generation just does not like clowns.
Are you talking about Narnia, Portal?
No, not Narnia. I love Narnia. Not a horror movie.
I was really concerned because there's only one movie where kids go into a closet, and it's Narnia.
No, this was like a 60s maybe. Very old. No, I love Narnia.
Yeah.
Books, by the way, amazing. I'm not sure if you've ever read them.
And I mean, speaking of masterful villains, the not the new Doctor Who stuff. That stuff's really boring. But the I don't know what there was a turning point in Doctor Who. I think it was a writer's switch where it became really boring.
It's always a shame.
Yeah, which is a shame. And it's, again, the age-old argument. People don't hate the new Doctor Who because the Doctor's a woman. They hate it because that's her only character trait. And
not a good character trait. Like, you gotta have a little bit more than that.
You have to, like, all the other Doctors had a very unique thing, and it wasn't like, one of them wasn't like, oh, I'm a dude. Like, that can't be your main character trait.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Imagination Studios. Yeah, it's a shame because the studios are doing that. Like, it's just like, why don't you write like a good character, and then it wouldn't be a problem.
Because they don't. I don't know. But one of the other villains that I found terrifying in Doctor Who was the Silence. I don't know how much of Doctor Who you've watched.
I don't know what that is.
So the Silence are a race of aliens that when you stop looking at them, they delete them from your own memory.
Oh, that's creepy.
So you stop looking at them and you forget they ever existed. So
not just they're there, you just totally forget they existed?
You lose all memory of them, which is objectively terrifying, just to be clear.
Yeah.
And that's why I love those villains so much, because it was like, holy crap. Like, arguably, that's one of the ones where it's like, they could be real, and you would never know.
You're not wrong.
But the whole, like, and again, the best part of those shows is that they come up with an intelligent way to defeat them, too. It's not like, so, and, like, I do enjoy, like, a good, like, visual fight, like a nice, cool fight scene. But I find that a lot of these big fights in the big Marvel movies, for the most part, don't tend to be those. And so that's why, again, I was not...
Endgame.
Yeah. And so Endgame got the chills from, like, the portal scene, because that was the build-up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that's my complaint with the lasers and monsters. If that was the first time you've ever seen that done, Moon Knight would have been the most epic show you've ever seen. But I've seen so many just, like, giant monster and laser fight cliches. Like, the powers just felt so unoriginal. Like, the main villain is like, oh, shoot. His entire thing is he judges people's souls, and they, like, prematurely for things that they're gonna do, and that's super evil. But also, it's like he's a complex character. And then at the end, he just shoots lasers at people and makes explosions that are perfect. Yeah. Like, that's dumb to me.
That's fair. It's like an Ant-Man and the Wasp. Like, they have this huge ethical dilemma, and then at the end of the movie, they don't deal with it. It's just a CGI fight.
Yeah. And that's my complaint, is the CGI fight aspect.
Yeah. Which is why, like I loved Infinity War. They had the battles, but they dealt with it in a better way. I walked out of Endgame a little disappointed, I'm not going to lie. Although I think I'm the only person I know who felt like that. But
the problem with Endgame is you knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
You understood that they were going to save everything. Unfortunately, I got spoiled for, like, who was actually going to die, which sucked. But
yeah, me too.
I went into it knowing that half of the people died, majority of them would be back.
Mm-hmm. But I think it was bigger than... Okay, so, like, Endgame, the very start, I loved. When they go to try to fight Thanos again, and they kill him, and it doesn't matter. And then they go back, and Iron Man has that amazing... Like, you see, like, a dead... he's basically a dead Iron Man, right? He's skin and bones. He can barely breathe, and he has that amazing monologue. I loved that. But then at some point in the movie, it left. It, like, departed from that Earth and went on to a place where it's like, we're going to have a big battle, except from it's missing the key aspect. Like, there were so many characters in that battle, it didn't focus on the interesting parts of the battle, I felt like.
I think the time travel is what really took away from it. They had really stupid rules for time travel.
And the writers and the directors couldn't agree on that rule, which I find hilarious. So it's like, it's confusing to everyone. Have you seen those interviews?
No, I have not.
Like, so they had a couple of people had the directors on their show, and then they had the writers on their show, right? And they asked the directors all these questions about, okay, so if this happened, like, how does the time travel work, basically? And they got one set of answers. And then they asked the same set of questions to the writers of Endgame. And they got a completely different set of answers. And it was like, okay, that's good. Even the movie producers don't understand how time travel works in this movie.
And that's the big flaw of it, is when you don't even understand the rules of the world that you're working in, you better not try and tackle time travel. One of the most like complicated parts of movies.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm never going to mess with time travel.
Yeah.
In filming, like it has to be really straightforward and simple. Like the time twin stuff, that was cool, sort of. Like,
or it's got to be stupidly complex.
Yes. But the
This is a
complexity
very good
has
example
to
of that.
work.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I love about Tenet so much. Is it there was no flaw to be found if you're able to get around the fact that it's super confusing. Because time travel is a confusing thing.
Exactly.
I mean, regardless of if it makes a parallel universe or if it changes stuff, it's complicated stuff.
And I think that's the whole point, is like our minds work in a linear way. So the majority of the way when we try and think of things outside of time, it just becomes a whole nasty mess.
Yeah. It's something unfathomable. Unfathomable. Basically. Hey, Alice Bricks.
So on the topic of boring fights and stupid laser effects, what do you think I'm going to do for this fight scene, since I didn't plan it very much?
Stupid laser effects?
Hopefully not. Yeah. I want to dig into the portal Kopeshes a little bit.
Ooh, nice.
And there goes your figure.
With a pain.
Gone.
And so the thing about Quicksilver is I haven't really
explored his character power sets, because if I'm not wrong, the Aether power element is just you can do whatever you want. That was the whole idea.
I know. We never really defined it because we couldn't think of something more powerful than we had created.
Yes.
Because we made Portal extremely OP.
Oh, absolutely. And I think we made, what element did I have again? I forget what it was. Whatever element I used a lot of was also stupidly overpowered, because, we were, 9, 10. We didn't understand, the value of story. The value of a weak power system gives you chance to work around something strategically.
Well, we did what they do with Doctor Strange. Yeah, he can portal cut, but he's not going to. Portal cutting, I swear, is the most OP magic thing ever.
And I think that's what I'm gonna use the excuse for that, which is, technically speaking, Quicksilver isn't a solid form. He's he is his form isn't necessarily always solid. Ah, shoot, I did this part wrong. So I think there will be a portal cut where you're gonna cut him in half and then he'll just melt back together.
Oh, nice. Yeah, well, I mean, that's why we made stuff so OP, and instead of lowering that, we're like, okay, well, now we have blows up portals. We have the character who can outrun magic, which I think that's a cool mechanic, actually.
Was that Quicksilver? I forget what that one was.
No, it was the Plasma Blacksmith.
Oh.
You could go faster than you could than the actual spell itself. You could slow it down.
Shoot, I feel like some of the stuff isn't on the dock, but it's objectively really cool.
Is that not on the? We gotta go through this.
No, we gotta take a stream and go back through it.
Go back through the dock.
Stream idea, yeah, Tuesday stream. It's fine if that one doesn't perform well. It's a Tuesday stream.
Hey.
But yeah, I think that would be a cool idea. I love. So is that your villain or your nemesis who blows up portals?
The Kryptonite guy?
Oh, so I remember we made Kryptonite an element, but it was just generic Kryptonite. Does it blow up portals?
It blow up portals, and then you could also inject it into your skin like steroids.
Yeah, I do remember the villain doing that. So define blows up portals.
Boom.
You walk into them, they explode. They just don't work.
It touches you, it actually explodes.
Oh, so you can trap portals with it.
Yeah, I think that's what we did. Except for the problem with this is if you put this stuff in your skin and someone portals you, their portal breaks, but you're also dead. So I think that could use a little bit of what do we call it? Maneuvering.
It would work if that was his power.
Yeah. It's like Tree Man.
Tree Man?
Yeah.
I don't remember Tree Man.
That ASDF thing where it's like, hey, activate tree power, and then he just turns into a tree. It's like, it's kind of useless. Like the Hindsight, Mr. Hindsight.
Mr. Hindsight?
You know that one?
So I think I've heard of it, but I don't remember what his powers were.
Okay, so the Fantastic Four, or not the Fantastic Four,
The X-Men?
the X-Men are looking for a new mutant to add to their team. And this guy comes up, and they go, okay, what's your power? And he goes, Hindsight. And Dr. X says, I don't think that'll be very helpful for our team. And he goes, yeah, I can see that now.
That is actually pretty peak comedy.
Hindsight, man.
I feel like we never really explored the whole idea of like you run faster than magic. That would be a really cool character.
I think we wrote that down and never did anything with it. We were like, that's cool. Let's not do it.
Yeah, that's cool. Nothing's gonna ever happen.
I feel like we did that with a lot of stuff. I'd be interested to go through and pick apart what's actually there and useful.
Hear me
I
out.
think there's a lot of good stuff there.
On that stream, we asked chat what they want us to film with it, and we make like the Portalverse, but like it's a chat-based thing. So like it's entirely chat controlled what the universe does, but it's based on our rules that we set up.
I like that. I do like that.
So we tell a story that chat wants, but is made up with our like story rules.
Yeah.
We also do need to look at, because I'm pretty sure we ripped off quite a couple book and TV series.
Yeah, we got to clean that out a bit.
No, we just need to adapt it to a point where it's not copyrighted anymore.
That's true. I think we got to get rid of the contradicting stuff as well and level the playing field. We like level the playing field a bit.
So, do we do that by nerfing Portal and I, or do we do that by making everything else super buffed?
Okay. The blacksmiths all have to be like, they don't need to be super nerfed. I think a little bit nerfed, but base Portal without blacksmith needs to be nerfed.
Wasn't the lore that you were a blacksmith, but you like forgot?
Yes.
Well, then I think we just argue that you forget, and your character development is you getting more powerful.
Okay. Regardless, though, base Portal could also portal cut and summon infinite portals and had an infinite locker. Those need to be nerfed out, I think.
So what is the nerf then? Is my question.
Okay, I actually had this. I got super bored last week because I had 2 hours of math, and I couldn't do anything, and I forgot to bring my book. So I'm like, I'm just gonna make a spreadsheet of every single component that you can put in a Portal character, and then I'm gonna have be like, okay, yes or no, and then there's a left box and there's a right box basically, and then you add it up to get their score of how powerful they would be, right? The left box is all the yeses at a point, the right box is all the no's at a point, right? So can he portal cut? Super powerful. Is there mana drain? Not as powerful. Does he have infinite portals? Can he only summon some? How big is his locker? Does he have a locker? Is it an infinite locker? What color is his magic? Is it aura portal? Is it not aura portal? Is it technological portal? Is there a way to turn it off? Is it instinctive or is it reflective or reflexive, or is it only like he has to actually physically do it? Is it like walking? I think I got like 20 down, but I had 60 more I wanted to put. Like I had like 50 total I wanted to put down. I didn't finish it. I ran out of time. But I was like, that's the spreadsheet. And I was going through this. I'm like, we have yes for every single one of these for our portal. So we need to nerf it just a tad, I think.
I just love the idea that you're just going through and you're like, okay, these are all his powers. I can't think of anything else that we could add to make him more OP. Well, shoot.
Yeah. It was like, because like my guy could even like portal as a reflex. So like if someone shot at him, the portal would just appear to protect him.
Did we have a film with that?
I have no idea. I think people have shot at me before and I've portaled it away. But then we also had like my locker froze time. So like
what?
In my so like stuff in the locker didn't keep moving, right? So if I portaled something into the locker, like bullets and lightning and fire and lightning, I could just shoot lightning at people. And basically, if someone shot their magic at me and
you could just
I could use that later. So
I do remember that.
That needs to be fixed a little bit as well. And then at some point we filmed something, and I think we wrote it on the doc that my portals could move. So I had moving, infinite, cutting portals that could be however big I wanted, and they froze time when you went inside of them, and I had an infinite locker space.
So I think
So you see how this gets out of hand fast.
We just need to define what portal magic actually is. Like, when you step in the portal, are you teleporting? Are you traveling through an alternate dimension? What's going on there?
Yeah. Yeah, we need to define that. And we also need to define a set amount of locker space, I think. Maybe not for the blacksmith, but for everyone else.
It should be based off skill.
Yeah, I like that. And not infinite. You can't just be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to put you in my locker. Have fun. That's why I put everyone. I got every lightning bolt from the past 300 years in there.
I feel like that's like a character moment when you realize you have locker powers and you like unlock the locker and you look inside and you just see like all of the elemental blacksmith stuff from like the entire life before you forgot.
Oh, yeah, just infinite amount of, yeah.
Man, there's a lot of magic in here. Yeah, I forget what magic my character had.
I think it was no idea.
I think I called it order magic because
Oh, okay.
A little basic. I don't remember. I do remember using like you were always purple and my character used a lot of white magic, which sounds a little weird, but
order.
Yeah, order.
It's got to be order because it's opposite of chaos, which is red. Yeah. You know what I really liked was our diametric. I think that was a good skeleton we had.
We did have a lot of good, like, okay, there's like specific types that magic can be, and some magics can only be this magic.
Mm-hmm.
Like some you could only be born with, some you could only learn, some you could only use via relic.
Yep. We had a lot of good relics. We had a lot of bad relics.
I like the supernatural arms dealer, and one of the things was just like the wallet of infinite money or something like that.
Oh, that's the first one that went to my head. Is like, I'm like, yeah, we gotta figure that one out. Infinite money.
The portal relic that literally it's just like infinite bullets.
I remember writing a lot for the infinite money one though, because we were like, it doesn't create money because it doesn't kill the economy. It takes the money from banks.
I do remember like we both spent a lot of time on our own writing things, and that came up with some weird stuff that we didn't talk about.
Yeah, yep, we're like, yeah, that's there. We're right around it now. Also, for the first 4 years that document existed, everything was a different font.
Oh, absolutely. And like I went back on it recently, and they're all different colors too, based on like if it was our original idea or if we stole it or something like that.
Well, that should help us go through it at least.
But like I can pretty easily recognize what we wrote and what we just copy and pasted from other worlds.
That's true. Coppers is save it for the 12-hour stream. Are we actually going to do a 12-hour stream?
Well, yes. We've already promised the portal.
I guess that's a yes. I was thinking about it, and 12 hours is a long time. To put in perspective, that is longer than an entire day of school.
Well, are you going to enjoy an entire day of school?
No. Last Saturday, I was only up for 12 hours.
Ooh, what were you doing for the other 12?
Sleeping.
That sounds like a peaceful day.
It was.
How did you sleep for 12 hours?
Well, I guess it's when do you count the day? Because technically the night before I was up till 4 a.m. and the night after and the day after I got up at like 2 a.m. So, yeah. But technically, that day, yeah. It was a peaceful day chucked in between non-peaceful days. But regardless, 12 hours, very long time. Very long time. Copper says, revelation. 12 hours is a long time. Well, yeah. I think it finally hit me. I was thinking about it. I'm like, 5 hours was a long time, but we did it. 12 hours is double that plus 2. It's like 150% increase. But if you're down to do it,
50%.
150%.
It's close.
Basically 150%, right?
Maybe.
Okay, 5 plus 5 plus 2.5. Close. It's close. You're right. It's close. Took too long to hit me. 140%. You're still down to do it then, aren't you?
Of course.
Okay, I guess we're doing it then.
I don't back down from such things, Portal.
All right. I'm just okay. 12-hour stream it is. Dang. Oh,
Still, it's just the idea spooking you.
it got me tired. Yes. Just a tad.
Don't worry, we'll have a 24 pack of Arnie plus like a couple energy drinks to
Oh man.
keep us well satiated. We will. So I'm thinking we just go to like Cub or something, and we just go with a cart and we like grab food because that's the only way I can understand we're gonna survive this.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Food is that's a good thing to think about before we're 4 hours into a 12-hour stream.
Before we're 4 hours in and taped to each other's hands.
Yeah. Oh man.
Am I sharing my screen right now?
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Copper says, Portal Master, math is not your best subject. It actually is, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So-
it is. It used to be my best subject until I took math online for a year, and then I stopped understanding math.
That would do it. I'm not good at geometry, but I don't count that as math.
Yeah, I'm not good at geometry simply because I never learned geometry, so I just don't have the fundamentals for it.
Yeah, I lied my way through geometry. Not a fun course.
So I've decided that for some reason his power is now time stop.
Okay.
We're definitely not gonna like go back on that later, but for now, he pulled like the meme where it's like the dude like pulls a sword out of the sheath, or he resheaths it, and then everything like in between.
Oh, yep.
That's what his character's about to do.
Okay. Question: does the light change when he pauses this time?
Yes, it's been red this entire time.
Nice.
Portal, you clearly don't know me well enough to understand that when I'm using wacky lights. Actually, no, you told me what I was doing. Never mind.
Great minds think alike.
Exactly. This weird walking sequence is going to be a little cursed, though. I'm going to tell you that. Oh, why do I have 100 frames already? What the frick? This does not feel like 100 frames. Oh, actually,
that's
no.
good.
It's been an hour and 15 minutes.
Whoa, that was fast.
Indeed.
Can we see what you have?
Yeah, let me get him back to the same point so I can do that.
Of course, of course.
Man, onion skin is so nice that I can just hover over the frame that I want to see.
It's amazing.
Kids, if there's one thing you use in your stop motion career, it's onion skin.
Oh yeah. Cherry Monroe says, "Don't you hate it when a movie or TV show gets us attached to a character and then they kill them off?" I think that's something that should be in the tool set of a lot more filmmakers. It's the easiest way to make your world feel more real.
Yep, because when I watch a Marvel movie, I know that the main character really isn't going to die.
Yeah. Versus when you watch like it's rare you watch a new movie nowadays where you're like, that guy might not make it. But every once in a while there's shows where it happens or movies and it's like, oh wow. But we're so unused to it now, you have to kill someone before that early so people know the rest of the movie, oh, people could die. That's a thing.
And that's why I enjoy that's why Infinity War was so different.
Mm-hmm.
Because the villain won. Like, you knew that in the next movie, obviously, it was going to be cleared up, but like, it's again, subversion of expectation.
Oh, yeah. Well, could you imagine if the MCU ended after that movie? That was it.
That would have been really funny, actually.
It would have been like, I love all the movies we've gotten ever after. So, like, I don't actually want this, but if they had ended on that note, it would have been down in history as like, I cannot believe they just did that. That's like, it's a baller move.
It would have been a very baller move.
Yeah. A decade of building movies for at the end, killing half of them and they lose. And then everyone's like, I can't wait for the next one. And after the movie comes out, Disney announces the rumors were like they made fake on purpose and they're done. They're done with Marvel. They're selling it to someone else.
That would be a very Disney thing to do.
Yeah. But yeah, it's painful to see characters like killed off, but I think I think part of the reason those movies and shows are often seen as so good is because of that reason.
Yeah, it's necessary to tell a good story if there's actual risks involved in the story.
Mm-hmm. It's like characters. It's like the movie ending in The Lost for the main character as well. That is very rarely used, ever. but it's also a very good way to solidify the themes of your movie sometimes in the messages.
Technically speaking, the new Batman movie, the main character lost. Technically speaking.
He definitely didn't win. Yeah, I'd agree.
Apparently my buddy, who he's been sending me stroke messages, messages that don't make sense. It's because his video game chat for some reason was instead going to his Discord. So first of all, I got straight key button mash. I'm like, what the frick is going on? And what that was him using WASD to move around in the game. And then I got a GG after asking him if he was okay. And then he was unfortunate or something like that. I'm like, what the heck?
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's clean.
So the light thing, the purple light didn't turn out as I wanted it to. Because I wanted here for him to do the blast and it would be purple.
I see.
And again, obviously visual effects are necessary for this to be cool. But
I think it's there though. I think if you add the visual effects, it'll feel the impact.
Yeah. I just gotta add more of the lighting in, more frames of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you can't really add more of those in post, can you?
Unfortunately not. So
you'll have to race around the characters.
That sounds terrible, Portal. Don't make me do that.
I'm just saying you could. I don't think it's needed
for a couple
or worth it. Yeah.
Hold on, we're gonna use the infinite locker thing. He's just gonna reach down and put it into the infinite locker.
Infinite locker, OP.
Yeah.
Also, if you have infinite portals that can be infinitely big, they can move, and you have an infinite locker that freezes time, you never have to worry about anyone because you can just drop them into the portal.
And you can open a portal beneath their feet and then drop them into the locker.
Yeah, and my portal summoning time was instantaneous.
Oh, absolutely.
It was, hey, there's a portal now. Bye-bye.
Plenty of times there was visual cues where you'd smack your staff on the ground. Mm-hmm. But most of the time it was just, okay, portal's here now.
Yeah. Bye-bye. To die.
And there's times when you teleport, and then there's times when you step through a portal. So is there distance? Is there what's the limitation too? You have a really great point about there's no real power scaling on Portal Master.
No, it's just if I needed to be more powerful, I'd be more powerful. It's like that really good quote by whoever wrote The Flash for a decade in DC Comics. Someone asked him how fast the Flash actually is, and he's like, the Flash is as fast as the writer needs him to be for that episode. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. So we need to level the playing field, or at least have one set of abilities. Because you're really right with the teleporting thing. Because I'd also teleport objects sometimes without a portal. I'd be like, hey, they're teleported now.
So I feel like we give you a short range basic teleport, and it's extremely limited. And then we give you portals, which can redirect more things or stuff like that, which is basically a hole between space and time, but they take longer depending on the distance.
I like that.
You can maybe teleport something that's slowly moving or something like that, but when it comes to certain velocities, it's too fast for you to bing it out without touching it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a concentration focus thing where it's okay, the further it is away, the harder it is for you to short range teleport it to another spot or something weird.
Yeah. And then with weaker portal magicians, you could also have them have more of one or the other.
Exactly, specializing in, and we just ignore the fact that you're technically the founder of the element.
Yeah, we'll ignore that, of course. Jerry Monroe says portal is better than Doctor Strange. Well, thank you. I use portal cutting when it's necessary. I would have just cut Thanos' hands off because, Doctor Strange has that in his tool set.
Yeah.
Very useful tool. They just shouldn't have shown that he could do that, and then they would have been good.
Wait, they showed he could do? Oh, yeah, they did with the...
In Infinity War.
Yeah, in the first scene, too.
Yeah, the first scene, they're oh, yeah, by the way, guys, they can portal cut. In case you forgot from the first movie, where they also show it, I believe. I mean, it's about as powerful as you get. There's no, like, it's going to take me time to cut this thing. There's nothing it can't cut through. It's just cut.
And, like, you can drop the remains into, like, wherever you want.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a good point as well.
You could teleport whatever they're, like, stealing from you to Mars and cut their hand off and send their hand with it as well.
There's just no hope. You're dead. Like, portal cut you. It's over.
Yeah, we do need to take the Tuesday stream to really, like, evaluate your power set.
Just a tad. Just
a little bit.
Jerry Monroe says, I have a feeling Doctor Strange is OP, but he's hiding it. Yeah, he'd be OP if he actually did anything, but he just kind of sits there like, hey,
he also
I
never
can make a magic knife.
The time stone either.
I know, but at least that one they kind of built like, hey, this is going to have consequences when you use it. You know, you're going to get stuck in time loops. Time's going to cave in on itself. They don't show it, but they acknowledge
They say it might happen.
Yeah. So then it's like, okay, he's only going to use this against humongous threats. Portal cutting, they're like, Wong's like, oh, this big giant dude. I could hit him with my magic sword, but now I'm going to portal cut.
And
it doesn't matter.
Ned can do it too, so it's clearly not that hard.
I know, yeah. Come on, guys. Portal cut. Where was it? Hashtag where was the portal cut?
Forget the Snyder cut. Portal cut.
That should have been a what if episode. What if they just always use portal cut? And it's just every single Marvel movie, they show it's like 2 seconds of, hey, this is the Marvel movie, and then Doctor Strange comes in and he's like, hello, and he portal cuts the villain's head off. They could go through all the movies in like 20 minutes.
Tony Stark is like talking about the Sokovia papers. He's like, you guys need to sign that, and Doctor Strange just pops in and portal cuts that too.
Oh, yes. Comes in Thor, he's like, hello, portal cut. Portal cuts Loki, portal cuts everyone. He portal cuts Loki, and then it's like, oh, Loki's like, hey, that wasn't me. And then he portal cuts Loki as well.
He portal cuts the real one. He's like, frick, I didn't think this out.
Portal cuts Mjolnir.
Portal cuts Hela's hand off when she's trying to crush Mjolnir. He's like, yeah, I saw the like cracks running through it. And I'm like, that might be a little bit of a problem. So I decided to stop that.
They can't get the hand off, so Thor just has a hammer with a hand on it now.
Oh, no. That's terrible.
Oh, that's great. Endgame Thor gets fat. He can just portal cut the fat off.
He doesn't think it through. I thought you were a doctor.
That was a tidbit I liked about Portal Masters. The fact that like he'd eat stuff for taste, but then like the moment it left his like tongue and just portal away into like a landfill somewhere, and he just portaled nutrients into his stomach.
Wait, what?
You don't remember this? We're like, well, since he's so good at portaling and he has infinite portals, when he eats stuff, after he swallows it, it just gets portaled somewhere. And then nutrients, he's like, it's just raw nutrients. So it's so easy for him to stay in shape because it just gets portaled into his stomach. So he doesn't have to taste the disgusting nutrients.
I do not remember this conversation.
Oh, I remember. I wonder if this was something I just wrote, and then I was like, "This is the thing now." Dragon definitely knows
I think it is, but I like it.
Oh man, yeah. It was like, hey, he's gonna be buff.
Both of our characters are ridiculously buff.
That's true. No such thing as too swole. Too swole to control. Death Row to Canada. The game is just the best. Copy, we have not quite picked the exact date for the 12-hour stream, but it'll be a couple days after the 7 days straight stream. Streams, 7 days straight. 7 days straight streams. There's too many S's in that sentence. What?
Real tongue twister.
Yeah, it is. I'm struggling. I'm not even sure that's actually what I wanted to say, but I'm going with it now. I did not know Lego had made the co-patches in gray. I thought they were only in gold. That's very cool. I'm gonna get some of those at some point for myself.
I had one in gold at one point, and then I lost it at Walmart, and that made me very sad.
Rip. In Walmart.
Yeah, I took a Lego figure with me, and I just like lost it. I'm like, no, that was really painful.
Why?
I don't know.
How recently was this?
This was when I was very young. Like,
okay. I thought you meant like in the last couple of weeks.
No. I stopped bringing Lego sets to places because of that incident. Like, I was just like, never again.
Oh man. Hey, Sherry Monroe says, "Who is Peter Parker?" I don't know. I think he's just some stupid teenage kid. I don't know.
Bring me pictures of Spider-Man. Also, we have. I do remember using your powers in a way where you just remote stab people with your kopeshes. Like, you would open portals, and you just stab people with the portals. And I feel like that is also one of the most overpowered abilities, because in theory, we were talking about like the reflexive portals. So if someone's attacking you, you can open a portal reflexively on their body and where they're attacking you and just make them attack themselves.
Oh my gosh, you're right. That's yeah, it's a little OP. A tad.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a wee bit. Okay, so your character will oh well, we got to take the wide shot. We'll just go
It's such a shame Lego doesn't really do chrome swords anymore.
Yeah. It's just they chip off so much, like they don't sustain well, I think is the main issue.
Yeah, that's fair. But I'm like, I get that from a company standpoint, but from a consumer standpoint, I'm kind of like, hey, just give us more swords. They're chrome. It's cool. Give us more chrome swords. That way we don't have to worry about the old chrome swords. Because like now, when a chrome sword like chips on me, I'm like, oh, that's just one less perfect chrome sword. But if like, I feel like it'd be better if I had more. And be like, oh, well, there's more out there. It's not the end of the world. I don't know. But people would also be upset. So that's a valid point. I get you, Lego, but I wish you didn't.
Man, that's been a really recent thing. I'm glad they course corrected with the Ninjago in that vein.
Oh yeah, for sure. Have you seen the new direction debacle?
What?
The people are very upset about the direction change.
What do you mean of?
Of the directions. They've changed the instructions.
Oh, how so?
They're now white, and the front cover is like a crappy image of the set, and there's like no cool designs anymore.
Aww.
I know. They're like, it's for the environment. I don't get how it's for the environment.
That is garbage. You know it's not for the environment.
I think it saves a couple pennies per package, is my opinion.
And I think if they get sued for the fact that it doesn't save the environment, it won't matter because they'll still be making more money.
Oh yeah.
Just like
I like how
Charger debacle.
I know. It's like, yeah, we can get sued, but it doesn't matter because we literally save so much. Yeah, covers is white covers, but they're using it to save on black ink. Yeah, and I could understand that. That's one thing. I didn't like the black instructions. But they didn't go back to the old instructions. They went to this new thing where they don't put anything on the instruction, basically. They're so old and plain. Because the black ink, it was hard to read anyway when you're building sets with black and gray pieces. But this is just, it's not the end of the world. It's the instructions. But I'd prefer better.
The one problem with onion skins, it is impossible to tell where things are.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Especially like, well, it's easy to tell when it's the same thing, but it's hard to tell where it is. There we go. Okay, you're sinking it into the floor.
Okay. Portal?
Yep. portaling into the floor. And then you will appear behind this guy and like portal around him.
All right, I like that.
I feel like we really do need to expand your power set so we can understand just what you can do.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
And also, I'd like to mention, you have just like straight up beam attacks where you just shoot portal energy at people. And that's like never explained as a power as well. It's just, he needs
Or
to
energy.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Aura was one of the explanations.
Yeah, except for we were just like, yeah, everyone can shoot aura energy when we need them to.
Aura's got to be its own thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Or at least it has to be a different, like a specialized technique of manifesting magic or something like that.
Yeah, like it was like, because it started out as being like, hey, this is the power source, and your aura drains as you manage a drain, but then
we
it was like,
did that.
Aura blast go boom. So, yeah.
It was a ripoff of the Chronicles of Nicholas Flamel,
The Alchemist. Did you know there's another one?
There's a what?
He wrote a book. I haven't grabbed it yet because none of the libraries I know have it. So I gotta just buy this book. There's a book. It's part of this world that's a series of short stories of historical characters in his universe, like Joan of Arc.
Cool.
Yeah.
That sounds sick.
I know. I just found out about it yesterday. I was like, yo. It came out, I think, like 5 years ago.
How did we miss this?
The rest of the series came out in the last book came out in 2014, I guess, which seems crazy. But I guess I read it.
It makes me feel older than I actually am.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have no idea how we missed it though. I guess it just wasn't out, and then I didn't expect more books to come out. I figured it was done.
Yeah, I feel like that's a very tempting route to go when you write a story. It's like, oh, spooky short stories, so I don't mess up the main story.
Yeah, it's fair. But some of them were characters in it, so I was like, because Joan of Arc was in it for a bit. I'd be interested to read it. Okay, Sherry Monroe's Guess the Emojis Marvel Edition. It's a rock, a ghost, flame, and spaghetti. What?
Rock, ghost, flame, spaghetti. Hold on.
Ghost Rider. No.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Is it? What's the rock, though? And the spaghetti?
Spaghetti might be his chains.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. That's a good one. The Rock?
Dwayne?
Cherry Monroe, is it Ghost Rider? No, not Ghost Rider. Huh. The spaghetti's throwing me off.
I think the spaghetti is red sauce spaghetti herring.
Cherry Monroe, is it an MCU movie? Rock, ghost, fire, spaghetti. Rock, ghost, fire, spaghetti. Maybe it's not a rock. Maybe it's a boulder. There's 4 emojis. Yeah, no, it's not an MCU movie. Ooh, okay.
Frick, I did that wrong. I was supposed to make the thing purple when you teleported, and I didn't.
Oh.
Okay.
Cherry Monroe, is the first one a boulder? Or a rock? Or is it something else? It's very small on my screen for some reason. Rock? Go. I give up. You got any guesses, Dragon?
Hold on, let me take a look at it.
Okay. Oh, Fantastic Four.
Where?
Stretchy Girl, Fire Guy, the Invisible Woman, and the Rock.
Where is it? Oh, it's all
the thing. The Rock.
Oh, I can't see the emojis.
Fantastic Four. Oh, you can't?
No.
Hey, it is Fantastic Four. Let's go. Boom. I feel accomplished.
Yeah, there's my clean frame.
It's cool the whole base plate like takes on that purple color.
Yeah, it is a really
Like
cool.
It looks like it's actually purple.
And I think that's why the color warping looks so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Also, did you figure out if Spooky Scary Skeletons was copyright?
I haven't yet. I think it is. I think it's not going to be a problem.
It wouldn't matter if it would be.
It doesn't. Yeah. I was going to look and then I was like, I don't want to know. I'll let YouTube tell me it's going to get advertised on after I post it. Or technically before I hit publish.
This is great for our copyright strike appeal thing. Like, we didn't know it was copyright. Pulls up clip A. Well, I mean, it's not like we intend to do copyright strikes. Pulls up clip B. Frick!
Oh, man. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It won't give us a strike. It'll just give us what they call a copyright warning, which is like, hey, we're going to put ads on this video and pay someone else. And I'm like, you already do that, but now you're not going to make the money. Get wrecked, YouTube. So that's my opinion of it. Dragon 100% definitely shares my opinion.
No.
No? Yeah, see, guys? Yeah, you heard him. Yes.
Oh my gosh. This is when Portal puts out a short and he just edits in me saying yes.
Definitely never did that with the pod.
Did you?
No. What I would do, though, is I would do this with both of us. Is like, if we said like yes or laughed at something and it overlapped weirdly, because we had that delay, I'd take that laugh and I'd save it and I'd use it elsewhere. But like in a place where you actually laughed. Or you would have. This was more with the Portal pod. I don't really edit the pods as much anymore because we do it more as a one run through, which is better. But like if you laugh, like if like as I was saying something you laughed, but it was supposed to be for the last thing, I'd like move it. And then sometimes I just have extra laughs. I'm like, oh, where should people be laughing?
Really like how the white of his character takes the really like pulls in the purple light.
It's really nice, yeah. I'm like those guys on the shows, the reality TV shows, where they like you sign this contract at the start that it's like we can edit you saying whatever we want you to, and you're not allowed to publicly say that we did that. And
did they do that?
Oh yeah. Well, so they'll do this, right? Dragon, what is the thing you want most in the world?
Cheese. Lots of
Dragon, is the thing you want most in the world chocolate?
No.
Can you say that in your own words?
What?
Say in your own words that the thing you want most in the world is not chocolate.
The thing I want most in the world is not chocolate.
Do you like chocolate?
I like chocolate.
Say it in your own words.
I like chocolate.
There we go. Now I can edit it together. The thing I want most in the world is chocolate because I have you saying chocolate now.
What?
And they do that all the time, and you sign away your rights because they own whatever you say there. So they own all of the voice lines. So not only are they legally allowed to edit it like that, you cannot go public saying they did it and saying you didn't like how they represented you. Otherwise, they'll sue you for like $10 million.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is why no one ever like talks about it, but they do it all the time.
That is the shortest end of the stick you could possibly get.
Oh, it sucks.
That's like grabbing the dude who's holding the stick's hand.
Yeah. My film teacher used to work for these companies, and apparently they can also like turn the lights off on the cameras. So
What?
like, you know how the camera has a red light when it's recording?
Oh yeah.
So they'll do the interviews with people, and they'll be like, "What do you feel about this person?" They'll say something, and they're like, "We want you to say this," and they're like, "No, I'm not going to say that." "No, say this." "I'm not going to say that." "Okay, I'll turn the camera off." They turn the light off. They're like, "Okay, just for giggles, can you say this?" And then they're like, "Sure." And then they'll use that footage.
What?
Happens all the time, apparently.
Yeah.
And these people are also drunk because they've been feeding them alcohol all day.
That sounds like severely like problematic of the highest order.
The thing is, somehow you sign all your rights away when you begin these things.
Is that
and
why
you make money? But
you have to be in the film industry, Portal?
What? No, that's the reality TV industry. I was about to say the film industry is much more moral, has a higher morality, but that's not true.
I know you did want to become a filmmaker at one point. Was it just a time-based thing?
I still do. I think I realized, well, two things. If you take the college route, I do not leave California ever, basically. Right? I graduate college. I've made my connections. I go live in LA in an apartment making commercials for a decade. Maybe I meet the right person and I get the script in the right hands. And if the script is really good and they like it and it's the right time, maybe I write for a movie. And then maybe they bring me on to direct the next one. And that's 25 years. And then I definitely can't leave LA. And I don't like California that much. I definitely don't want to live in LA. So that was a big deal. And then also, like, I want to be making movies today, not when I'm 45. So
Fair enough.
I'll film stuff at some point. But yeah, the classic route was not for me. So yeah, that was mostly why. Short story long, or long story long. Long story short, whatever the expression is.
You got it eventually.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Long story short. I wasn't sure if I had it for sure. I needed confirmation without asking for it. There we go. Long story short.
It's better than some of the colloquialisms that you use.
Jerry Monroe says, haha, we can make Dragon Say Portal's the best. Exactly. Exactly. I just got to have him say I am the best and then say my name. And then I just, splice those together. Which I would never do.
Oh, of course. You
Of
definitely
course not.
haven't done it ever.
I just have 2 hours of Dragon saying I am the best. Portal's the best. Stuck on my hard drive.
It's how he falls asleep at night.
That's what my computer problem was, is I had 28 hours and 7 days of Dragon saying Portal's the best on my hard drive.
You couldn't put it on your 7 terabyte hard drive. No,
I couldn't.
It was too valuable.
Too valuable, yeah. I need to be able to play it all the time, Dragon. It's on loop. The 7 days and 24 hour 7 day and 24 hour clip is on loop.
He's just got an earbud in at all times.
Always. Although I do have earbuds and all. I consume a shockingly high amount of music compared to how long I'm awake each day. Like I was looking at it yesterday and I was like, oh shoot. That's a lot. But it's like you can listen to music while doing most of your daily stuff.
Yeah, I would agree.
That's why there's so much money, is everything in the music industry is watching and listening multiple times. You watch a movie, maybe you watch it 10 more times if it's your favorite movie of all time. You kind of like a song, you could listen to it 100 times this year.
Fair enough. Okay, Portal, I've decided to do the worst effect that I can choose to do.
Oh, what is that?
Stabbing someone. And do you know why this is the worst effect I could choose to do?
No, I don't.
Because I'm going to make it look like it actually protrudes from his chest.
Oh, have fun with that one.
Yeah, you remember how that works.
Oh, I do. It's a pain.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Okay, we're going to do it in purple as well.
Fun.
I do have to get off at 8, so this will probably be my last effect of the night. And then we'll spend it.
Are you able to go to 8:06? Or no?
Sure, I've got a loose timeline.
Okay, if we can hit the 2 hour mark, awesome. Otherwise, I'll just keep on for a couple more minutes after you leave. No worries. I gotta leave in 20 minutes anyways. That checks out. Hello, Imagination Studios. How many frames do you have, Dragon? Oh, 209. That's pretty good.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was 209.
Where's used the last Tuesday stream when you were still figuring out how to get the camera to take the picture without messing it all up. So you got the end you cranked out frames actually, but
well, the problem was I was refocusing it every single time because it looked blurry on the computer screen, and the computer screen lies.
Oh, exactly. Isn't that great?
Oh, dear God, this is going to be a nightmare. Okay, so you appear from the portal behind him.
I got an idea.
Go for it.
Okay. I got an idea for another slot on the 24-hour stream.
Nice.
We should have something we film. But we should have at least a skeleton script written out before we start the stream this time around.
Okay.
That's as far as I went. That felt like a really good idea in my eye.
So just normal filming that we're supposed to be doing as compared to what we're doing now?
Yes, but we actually do it for the 24-hour. We actually have a script for the 24-hour stream. You see where I'm going?
Sort of.
Okay, so we actually have like we want to film this. It's a longer film. We could even make a minute film maybe because we got 12 hours. I don't know why I keep saying 24. We have 12 hours.
We can make a lot more than a minute film. I would really hope we could make a minute film in 12 hours. Wait, hold on. No, that's 600 frames.
Copy says it's not a 24-hour stream at Portal Master Studios. Be careful what you say. I just wanted to make sure I said 24 hours so people can cut it together. But then I just accidentally said it is a 12-hour stream. 24 hours. I cannot say those two numbers the right orders.
Math hard.
Yeah, that was horrible grammar too on my part. What just happened? Regardless, how many pictures did you say a minute is?
600.
And that's if we frame in 10.
10. Yeah, only 10.
Thank you for saying that for me. Yeah, I could not get that word out. Oh my gosh,
but
my brain is breaking down thinking about this.
Think about it this way: we used to make minute-long films in like a couple hours.
Okay, that's true.
Back in the oldie days, when you, me, and M and A all worked on stuff.
Okay, so we can make at least a minute film. I think we should at least have a basic. This is what we want to happen in our film. Maybe write it out for 2 minutes.
We're gonna do segments though, right? So it's not all gonna be one film, right?
Right.
So that's the problem. We sacrifice some of the creativity.
Wait, what do you mean?
Oh wait, hold on. We sacrifice our versatility and time slot usage.
True, but like we could have a 2-hour, 3-hour segment and get out a minute video. Or is that over ambitious?
No, that's not over ambitious. We've done stupider stuff.
I think it's possible. Where I'm really going though is if we can like at least be like, hey, this is what we want to film before we start, before we hit live, and then we can have a basic like this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. Even if it's just a this then that chart, that could be useful. It'll help things go smoother.
Man, once this is edited together, it's going to look nice, but I hate doing these effects. They're so time intensive.
They really are. That's why I finally I'm sure you can see it if you were to like really closely analyze it. Anytime someone gets stabbed, you could see like a side-on chart like that. It's the same sword they get stabbed with. I finally just got a bunch of that sword and cut it in half.
Nice.
But yeah, it's so funny. Like, if that's not the sword that character's supposed to have, halfway through the fight, the sword will get flicked away and they'll draw another sword from nowhere. Because I just remembered I need them to stab this person. Because this effect is a pain to do. It works really well. You can stab anyone with any sword without ruining the sword. But man, it's effort heavy.
It is really effort heavy. And it doesn't help when you have a giant, like, freaking different color going on in the background, too.
Yeah, that just adds a bit. I think the next stream you do with these lights, Dragon, everyone flies the entire time.
No!
And the lights change every frame.
Stop!
I think that's what you should go with. I think you can do it.
I mean, normally I take a different clean frame every time. So, I mean, technically it wouldn't make it as much.
But the thing is, if you mess up, you can't really take a clean frame from anywhere else.
Unless I get really lucky and I have to use a clean frame of the color somewhere else.
That's true. You could film for the first 10 minutes of that stream and then edit for the next 2 hours.
I mean, you're not wrong. That's what would happen.
And when I say everyone's flying, I mean at least 4 characters. Plus there's swords which float next to them.
Stop! All right, so during the 12-hour stream, this is what Portal is committed to film.
Oh, whoa. Not Portal. Portal's committed Dragon to film. Portal's, and of course, Dragon, your hands are going to be duct taped.
Oh my god.
To mine.
This is why we have problems.
Yeah, that's the one I keep forgetting about is during this 12-hour stream, our hands are going to be duct taped for a huge part of it. We should have some stupid goal where if we hit it, they never become unduct taped.
All right, Portal. So you get to go to school in Minnesota now.
Okay, that's my plan. That's the whole thing has been for.
Sorry, Dad,
No,
I
but I
can't-
mean for the rest of the stream.
Oh, I mean, they weren't going to become unduct taped.
Wait, you want them duct tape the whole stream?
That was the plan.
No, I thought the whole time we've been talking it was just the building challenge.
No, it was the entire stream.
Oh, I've been missing that line of communication. You want to duct tape the whole stream?
I feel like it would be very comedic, and it would be very good clickbait.
You want to film a stop motion?
Yep.
That is such a good thumbnail.
It is. Because we could have our literal hands duct taped together in the picture of the film.
Oh man, Dragon, you're right.
I told you.
Okay, I'll turn that into a video after the
It's going to
stream.
be terrible for both of us, but it's going to be good.
How are we going to drink stuff?
With our other hands?
Dragon, one of us is going to have an unduct taped hand that's left.
Yeah.
Well, neither of us are left-handed.
Yep.
What are we going to do? Flip a coin for that?
Oh, I always assumed it'd be my right hand that's duct taped to yours. That's what I was imagining it as.
That's what I always imagined too, but I was assuming that was my bias.
Nope.
Okay,
You were assuming
fine
that
with
you would
me.
be the one right-handed duct taped?
No, my left hand would be duct taped. Your right hand would be duct taped.
I always assumed it would be that way too. I don't know why.
I wonder if you always sit to the left of me, or for some reason we both assumed I needed my right hand because I'm too much of a klutz.
It is that I always do sit to the left of you. I don't know why.
That's odd. Our brains both just went there.
It's muscle memory, I would say.
Yeah, but how did that happen?
Who knows? I do remember always sitting to the left of you whenever we were filming.
I believe it, but why?
No idea.
Like, yeah, okay.
Because you were the cameraman a lot of the time, and we usually didn't have right heavy sets. We had left heavy sets, so I had to be on the left side to reach in. I don't know.
That makes sense. I could buy that.
That makes as much sense as a lot of the stuff we're doing, though. So.
Oh man, great. I'm happy to now know. I guess at least I know now instead of like 2 minutes before we start. Dragon's like, okay, here's the duct tape. I'm like, well, we won't need that to the building segment. And he's like, what are you talking about?
If you think about it, it is really good clickbait, though. So that's why I proposed it this way.
That's so true. Copper says, can't wait till the end of the duct tape segment when your sweat has fused your hands together. Oh, man. Definitely.
Okay, that's the end of that segment. This is only 20 seconds. Why?
The light change is so cool. Oh, it's lids. I like how he falls backwards into the ground instead of just falling straight. No, that last part looks so weird until you've edited it.
I know, and it's so. That's the one I want to edit first.
Yo. Okay, I'm not sure if it'd actually be good, but it'd be such a trippy experimental thing. Not that we should do this, because I can't film in 30 FPS. But you film in 30 FPS a fight scene, but only the two characters are never on screen for the same time. Each frame they alternate, but you got to keep track of where they are. They move when they're not on screen.
Wait, what?
Do you follow? This is going for 30 FPS, so 50%, so like 15 times each second. Each of the characters are on screen. So like.
So it's like that whole thing where if you look at something for a long time, then you look away, you can see its outline.
Yeah. So basically, it's filled in the mind, but it's still like they're fading in and out. They're jumping in and out, but they're doing it 15 times every second because you're in 30 FPS.
It sounds so cursed.
But you'd have to keep track of how much they would move when they're off screen and how the sword hits would work.
I think the argument there is have some sort of invisible ink. You mark where the character would be. Yeah, you throw a black light on it, you can see.
Smart.
Or hear me out.
You still have to keep track of how much they moved though when they're off screen.
Well, no, you have the first frame where you make them both move, and then you take them out for each frame, but you've marked where they're going to be.
Oh, that's so smart.
So the original frame you set up, and then you take a character away, mark where they were, take a picture, put the character back, take the other one away.
And then you just delete all those.
No, I would just say, wait, what if you just took a clean frame and did the entire fight with clean frames, but then you erased each character? That
would work until they start fighting.
What do you mean?
Well, once they start sword fighting, they're going to be going in front of and behind each other.
And then that's when we don't have to do. That's when we have to do the more complicated one. But still,
Yeah. That would be a trippy video.
I feel like we need to do that video now. We just need to figure out how.
Yeah, how would be a big one for that? That would be trippy.
Why did the lights not match up? Excuse me. Please no. Gosh. The staff.
Oh, the pain. I don't get, because this happens to me too. I don't get how it can change when there's nothing changing.
I think it's a focus thing.
Okay. But it shouldn't be switching focus.
It shouldn't be, but I don't know how much of it is controlled and how much of it is automatic.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm just going to take the lazy way out and just say, like, right here-ish is where it stops.
Yeah, that's what I do.
All this stuff over here. This is good. This is cool. Coolio. Cool. Taken care of. Get to
Stabbing him right in the butt, huh?
it goes to his chest eventually.
Oh, okay. He cuts all the way through.
Gosh dang it, the green screen is a different color too. Frick.
Oh shoot. Well, you don't need to worry about. Oh yeah, because we're not green screening this.
No, it's a lighting difference.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get this first frame. Brick. That was a little bit too much of a racing.
I love that you can draw back stuff in though now, as well as the undo.
That was in the app though.
Can you not do that on the computer version?
Doesn't look like it.
Oh, that's weird. I can.
You can?
Yeah. Are you sure you're updated, Dragon?
I think I am.
I don't know, Dragon.
I just deleted all my progress.
I didn't have it with the 2016 version, but I now have it.
I'm just gonna commit to editing this later because I have to go soon. Okay. It looks cool enough as is.
The light change is just so cool.
I do have to do a lot of like effects to make the light changes a little bit more organic too, but okay. I'm happy with what I got done.
Oh yeah. Cherry Monroe says, should I add a black cape to my Moon Knight or keep the cape I'm using? I think that kind of depends on what cape you're using. But a white cape works very well with him if you have it on hand. I don't get how I drop stuff on stream and it just disappears.
It's just when you drop something in general, it just goes into the shadow realm. Just
I guess.
Unspoken rule of physics.
I drop like at least 3 things a stream though. It's so there it is. Like I'll drop it straight down on the ground. I'm like basically on the ground with how low this chair is. I drop it straight onto the ground, and then it's just gone. It's bizarre.
How bizarre?
How bizarre.
All right. What does it look like in the actual viewer? Because that's the big question.
Ooh, good point.
It always looks weird in the.
Well, this is a weird film.
Yeah, it is. It's not as weird as the spooky skeletons, though.
Oh, that's something else. I'm having fun editing that one.
How are we doing on StreamYard hours, by the way?
I have no idea, but it doesn't matter anymore.
Oh, you got OBS working or the other one?
No, OBS isn't going to work long distance, but I have about 8 websites like StreamYard. So we'll just switch around. One of them, actually, we can put up the chat display on screen, which I think is cool.
Ooh, that was nice.
Yeah. So basically, for the viewers, the watermark in the top right will just change if we run out of hours. But other than that, no difference. So I feel like that's a nice thing to have off our conscience. Conscience. I'm working on OBS, though. I'm learning it more and more day by day.
Man, that's wonky. Okay. Well, Guess we can start getting closing remarks in.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming down to the stream. And got anything to say, Dragon?
Well, I mean, it's not like you have something super important